Howdy folks! I don't know what you're going to see right now. I can't see the screen of the GoPro. I've just put it into the cubbyhole door pocket over there. I just picked up the Proton X50 from Con for a second impression. As you know, I've already done a walk around of this car. I've already done a lot. This car has actually already got quite a number of kilometers on it. But so this is a second impression of the Proton X50. Now I know before I get into that, I need to talk a little bit about my the last Proton video, in which I showcased pretty much the Proton that I don't quite like. Okay, I said I hate it, yes. And I need to explain a little bit, and I'm very happy that none of you took any offense to it. Okay, maybe one or two. But I think you know where I'm coming from. I think you knew where I was coming from in regards to the LMST. And the problem is, I know the backstory of it and what had happened with that car and why it was produced and how it was produced. And to me, that was unacceptable. Really, really unacceptable, because Proton were not giving away these cars for free. Okay, people were buying them with their hard-earned money, and I fervently believe, until today, I still believe they deserved a lot better. No doubt it was cheap. I mean, there was a limited edition variant that was more than 40. I think towards the end of its life cycle, they were about 26, but they were hovering around 30 at one point, and that's still a lot of money. I did comment that I wouldn't have paid half, and I still stand by that. I wouldn't have paid half for it, because that to me, that car was a travesty. And because I was privy to what actually happened, which I cannot say, please don't ask me what happened or what's the backstory. I cannot reiterate the backstory because, oh, there goes my GoPro, because, well, to not put such a fine point on it, there are legalities involved, yeah? But let's put it this way, that car should never have been offered for sale. Yeah, even if they had given it away for free, it should have been better. But no, it was for sale. So anyway, let's try and forget those dark ages. Let's try, okay? Let's try very much to forget those dark ages, because I'll tell you right now, with no hesitation and with no death threats or anything from Proton. Proton understands where I'm coming from. One of the nicest things about Proton is we get along very well, myself and the management. They know where I'm coming from. They understand that, to me, I call it as I see it. Okay, I've always called it as I see it. And sometimes I get a bit emotional about certain things, because I know what they can do. I know what can be done. I know how much better they can be, and it's frustrating when you've owned, like what I've owned 8 Protons in my life, not counting the 3 that I currently have with me, yeah? And I'll tell you right now, this is a Proton that I would buy. If I was in the market for a new car and I had circa 100,000 ringgit to play with, I would buy this car. I would definitely buy this car, because if you were to compare the Protons from those ages, the dark ages, to the Protons of today, this one in particular, and of course the improvements already started long before this model came out, the X50. The improvements started a long time ago already. There were improvements going on, and when Geely took over and came up with the X70 and now this X50 together with Proton, the results were unbelievable. This car has got so much kit. I'm not going to go through all the kit because it will take too long. I want to tell you about what it's like to own this car. Of course, I don't own this car, but the ownership experience, I'm going to try and impart the ownership experience, because I can tell you for a fact, if it wasn't for this logo, and if it wasn't for the numerous Proton name and badges around this car, you would swear you are not driving a Proton. You would swear you would not, having owned a Proton in the past, yeah? You would swear you are not driving. I mean, even listen, even the tick-tock sound of the indicator is classy. The tactile feel of this is just brilliant. They have done such a miraculous job. I'm going over some rough roads now. I don't feel any rattles, no shakes, no nothing. Really. I've got a distance to empty telling me that I've got 205 kilometers. There's a 360 camera. Okay, I said I wasn't going to go through the kit, right? But for 103k, this is the flagship variant. For 103k, this car is so well equipped. Of course, traditionally the Proton air conditioning has to be wonderful, and it is. It is brilliant. It is really, really brilliant. I'm actually going around this parking lot looking for a place to stop, but surprisingly, my favorite stopping place is very crowded today. But you know what? It's the kind of car you don't want to stop driving, because I'm going around in circles here. There goes my GoPro again. But okay, I found a place to stop. Let me stop torturing you with this horrible GoPro mount. I'm sorry, I didn't bring my holder because I didn't expect to pick up the car today. So here we go. So this is the driving position. And I'll put the car in park. Automatically the parking brake, the electronic parking brake comes on. Let me move my mask. Look at the interior of this car. I'm not surprised there's a 6-month waiting list. Honestly, I'm not, because there's so much to like about this Proton X50. Panoramic roof. Yes, it's gonna rain. Look at that. Full panoramic roof. Look at the seats. Oh, okay, sorry, I've got my stuff here, but look at the seats. And they're comfortable. And it's silent. The NVH is brilliant. This brushed aluminum surface, okay, it's a bit dirty, but this brushed aluminum surface, it's gorgeous. Look at the vents. That reminds me of a Porsche Spider, 718 Spider. Look at that. That's your infotainment system that you can turn off, and then you've got a clock. So again, I said I'm not going to go through the specifications. You know the specifications of this car, but it's just the small things. Look at this. How Volvo is that? A hidden compartment down there next to the USB port. And even things like this. Now, typically older Protons, stuff like this, where there's an insert, it would be sharp. It would possibly cut your hand, right? But look at this. I mean, look at 360 camera, side view monitor, and check this out, this side view monitor as well. What? Even Honda only gives you this side. It does not give you this side. And this is a Proton. I just came out of Kenzone, and Awa and Ken, they were very, very impressed with this car, and I don't blame them. I really don't. The tactile feel of the buttons is brilliant. It feels so good. You cover anything that says Proton in this, you would swear it is not a Proton. Remember how I said that the LMST does not deserve this badge? This car deserves this badge. Okay? Proton, if you're listening, please don't be angry at me for what I said about the LMST, because most of you working there now did not work during that time. You are not there. You are not at fault. Okay? I was very angry with those who were there at the time. You're not there anymore. You have done a magnificent job on this car. Let me show you the engine compartment just very, very quickly, yeah? Because you won't believe, where's the button? Okay. You won't believe it's a Proton. Look at that. I love this. The way it melds into the door. The way it's just so nice, and the way this part continues there and all the way around. I don't want to get out of this car because it's that nice. The aircon is brilliant. It's a Proton aircon, so it's just wonderful. Look at those buttons for the power windows, and remember what I showed you on the buttons for the previous LMST, right? Look at that. They even took the trouble to have these little inserts, these little aluminum inserts in here to match this. And this door handle design is brilliant. Look at that. Just like that. Pull it twice to unlock, or you can unlock it here if you wanted to. But let me just show you what I mean about this car. Even the doors, they shut. But look at this engine bay. Look at this engine bay. Ah, my hand's getting burnt. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, the engine's running. and it's quiet. The only thing I would have asked for are bonnet struts. It's still using a tie rod, but no complaints at all. Oh, let me show you something very cool. I think I've showed you this before. Look at that. Proton full LED. So nice. Those are the daytime running lights, of course. And you know, thoughtful touches like this aluminum insert in here, they didn't need to. It could have been full black with the indicator, but no, they did. They did. And again, Proton. You can see that. So nice. Diffuser, quad pipes, proudly Proton on a brushed aluminum surface, not just, you know, stuck onto the body. X50. They have knocked it out of the park. Look at the way the glass tapers off to the back. Gorgeous. Really, this car is so nice. Oh, and you've got lots of space too. Yeah. Here we go. Folding seats. Oh yeah, I wanted to do this, but I forgot. The rear headrests, when they're not being used, yeah, you can unlock the door here. Always fold down your rear headrests if they're not being used, because they do kind of obstruct the view. So there we go. Yeah. So second impression, yes, rear aircon vents. Second impression on this car, you would not, if you've owned a Proton in the past and you've sworn off Protons, it's time to forget the dark ages. It's time to forgive and move on, because this car is just brilliant. And yes, it's EEV certified. So nice. Really, folks, you know what? I call it as I see it. And I'm telling you now, yeah, if you're gonna be distracted in your car, always lock your doors. I'm telling you now, this is a good car. This is possibly one of the best Protons I have ever sat in. Really, no joke. You all know my favorite Proton is the Satria GTi. I don't think that's gonna change for a very long time. But this has come in a very close second. And they're two different schools of thought, yeah? I mean, the Satria GTi is a hot hatch. This is just a brilliant family SUV. Not too big, not too small. Big on the inside, small on the outside. And just really nice. Kudos, Proton. Well done, because it's just amazing. Cover this and you won't believe you're sitting in a Proton, honestly. Of course, like I said, this is the flagship variant. They only have the flagship variant as a media test car. But something tells me, as far as build quality and tactile feel is concerned, because this sound, this kind of tactile feel, that will go for all variants. And the base car itself is really good. So yeah, it drives beautifully. And it's a very nicely put together car. Something that I've been wanting to say about a Proton for the longest time, 35 years. You know, it started off well, and then something just took a nosedive. So there it is, there you go. So folks, yeah, it's me, and I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Proton. Thank you for finally giving us a car like this. We deserve it, and you deserve all the credit. Proton and Gili, you guys are just amazing. Thank you so much for this, because this car is just brilliant. Really brilliant. I'm so proud that it's a Proton. I'm so happy to say that it's a Proton. Well done. Well done. Okay, folks, thanks for watching. Bye.
Thank God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out. And if you quit it, cause I know I'm coming with it, you will see. man. Facts, bro. Lot of haters. Tell me where they at, though. I'm the new pop, all I do is rap, though.
I'm just gonna keep quiet and let you listen to the sound of silence in this Proton X50. 3-cylinder engine, but very, very quiet, and the only time you hear it is when you gun it, or when you're having to gun it, merging onto traffic, onto a highway like this. And it's still quiet. Listen to the NVH. I'm kind of whispering right now, and I'm sure the GoPro is picking it up. It's also picking up, the Bliss is also picking up a car there. So amazing. You know, when you want to speed up, put your foot down and you're gone. Wow. There is some punch. There is definitely some punch to this car, for sure. So those of you out there wondering whether a 3-cylinder can actually cut it, it cuts it. It cuts it well. Whoa. Amazing. 3-cylinder, 1.5. Amazing. Really. Hey folks, so very quickly, through the ages, that's the key for my Saga, 35 years old. Here's the key for my Savvy from 2006. And here's the key for my Waja from 2005. So, there we go. Proton, and you've come a long way, baby. There's the key for the X50. Wow, this is very cool. So yes, Proton's come a long way. There we go. X50 key, Waja, Savvy, Saga. Lovely.